What is going on, everybody? My name is Big Cat Aaron, and you might be wondering what in the world happened to the original name of Is It Worth It? Well, I kind of thought about it, and I realized if I'm just sectioning myself off to just talking about remasters and games that are coming out, gonna kind of run out of things to talk about after a while. So I decided to just give it like a little fun name, just for whenever I decide to stream or just kind of something people can recognize. And obviously, my name is Aaron. That's what I go by, and I like cats. So there you go. That's pretty much the bread and butter of it. Now, what I was wanting to talk about while I have another video getting ready to fix because I was about to just call it a night and lay down for work, but I figured I would talk about it because I haven't really seen a lot of people go over it. Is the gas price like spike and shortage has been happening down in my neck of the woods. So here it says that gas prices are spiking in the southeast because of a broken pipeline, and some drivers are having trouble finding gas at all. A leak earlier this month in Alabama forced the closure of the pipeline, which runs from Houston to New York and carries gas to much of the southeast and east coast. Excuse me. Colonial Pipeline said Monday that it expects to finish construction this week on a bypass that will allow it to restore full service. In the meantime, gas is being detoured through an undamaged second line that usually handles diesel and jet fuel. That sounds a little crazy to me. Some service stations in Metro Atlanta and North Georgia had run out of gas on Sunday night. At others that still had gas, cars were lined up, even for premium. Gas prices are up an average of 21 cents in Georgia and 13 cents in Tennessee since last weekend, according to AAA. Drivers are paying an average of $2.32 in Georgia and $2.13 in Tennessee. So Tennessee kind of didn't get screwed as much as Georgia did. Some drivers spotted even bigger price hikes. Brian Jones, 48, a finance director from Berkeley Lake, I believe I'm saying that right, Georgia, snapped a picture of a station on his morning commute that was charging $2.99 for regular grade gas. This was a good 30 cents higher than I saw anywhere else yesterday and this morning, Jones told CNN Money. Even yesterday, prices were probably around $2.50. Georgia's Governor Nathan Deal warned Monday that he would crack down on price gougers, but drivers still paid more. For Jones, it cost about $47 to fill up his 2016 Nissan Maxima with premium fuel. Jones said he considered working from home Monday instead of driving the 25 minutes to his office in the Atlanta area, but decided against it. Jones said the prices and shortages he's seen a few stations shut down led him to buy gas earlier than usual this week. Now he said he'll think twice before deciding whether he needs to use his car. I'll be more careful, Jones said, just kind of depending on when they get things fixed and when service gets back to normal. Some drivers spent their morning hunting for gas with little success. Marcus Golfin had hoped he'd find fuel at Chevron in Atlanta, but by the time he pulled his car into the station, the pumps had run dry. There's no gas, and I'm about to run out of gas, Golfin told CNN. He said he'd been to about 10 stations in a 5-mile radius without luck. Jeremy Johnson said he wanted to hit a station before delivering packages. The Chevron was his latest failed attempt. I have no gas at all, Johnson said. It's slowing me down. I'm basically missing work. So I'm just going to kind of leave it there for now. You kind of get the whole point of what they're talking about. Essentially, the reason why every place is running out of gas, it's not because they lost so much fuel that they cannot fulfill the fuel requirements. It's because people don't usually stop for 5 seconds and think, hey, yes, this is bad, but we shouldn't freak out about it. I was actually lucky to be able to fill up on my way back from Tennessee the other day. So fortunately for me, I will have fuel to be able to go to work and come home till they get everything. What they're saying is getting everything fixed at least by Friday or later on this weekend. But it's kind of speculation right now. I'll kind of report more on it as it happens. But we see this thing, kind of all the time. People are freaking out for no reason whatsoever because it's like, yeah, a pipeline busted. Oh my God, we've got to go and fill up with gas. We've got to go. And there's people that even on my friends list on Facebook who are like, yeah, more or less, I'm going to try to get gas. Stations are run down, and the stations that do have gas, people are taking gas jugs and filling them up. Like they're taking like 4 or 5 gas jugs at a time and filling them up with fuel. this is the problem we run into, is that people don't stop for a second and think like, it's going to be fine. Just fill up. It's even what, Governor Nathan Deal even had apparently said. He was like, yeah, fill up like you normally do. Don't panic. We have enough fuel, but we are going to run a little bit shorter later on in the week, but it's nothing to worry about because we should have trucks delivering fuel by day at the latest. So everything's going to be fine. Just don't panic. But of course, in these kinds of situations, it is Georgia. We freak out whenever we see like an inch of snow or even a centimeter of snow. It's like, well, we can't go to work because the roads are too icy. It's that kind of situation right there that you run into where people are freaking out over nothing. It's like, you got to calm down and think for a second. It is a bad situation. Yes, we might have run out of gas coming later on into like, Thursday or Friday, but they're supposed to have it fixed by this weekend. And if I'm not mistaken, they have made it where people who drive like the gas tankers to go to these stations and fuel them up, they are being given like unlimited drive time, which is a bad thing in general. And you might be thinking, well, that's not really that bad, but it means they can drive and get as many hours as they want in. Sure, but if they want to take advantage of that and someone's driving for 24 hours straight and not going to sleep, that's going to cause a wreck. And with a tanker full of gas, you can kind of see how it could be very bad. Now, yes, it could wreck and there would probably be a gas spill, and maybe it wouldn't be nearly that bad, like no sparkle happen or anything like that to cause a big explosion. But at the same time, you don't know. And it's everybody freaking out. So I just kind of wanted to touch on this a little bit. I want to really see what you guys think in the comments below. If you think people are freaking out a little bit more than they should be. Personally, I feel like they're freaking out way, way, way too much. And I use way too much like a million times. They are panicking because they're like, yeah, we're not going to have any gas. We don't have gas now because you were stupid and you took everything. You went to every single gas station and filled your entire tank all the way up. And you times like however many people live in this little area of people in between Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama and everything where that pipeline affected, like, yeah, you're going to run out of gas, especially whenever people are going out of their way to fill up gas jugs to take home and keep because they're afraid they're going to run out of fuel. No, we have plenty. It's just a big spill. And even then, like, I know people are freaking out by the fuel thing, but you have to understand too, with all of this fuel leaking out too, there is no telling how much damage and like what kind of ecosystems that it's destroyed around the area. I'm gonna wait a little bit later into the week to see if we can kind of get some more information on that, because I don't want to report it a little too prematurely. And I'm just like, yeah, everything's fine, nothing happened. Then within like an hour of posting video, it's leaked into a lake and it's killed an entire population of like fish or turtles, or killed off a bunch of like, birds and everything else that go to the lake to drink water. They're drinking nothing but fuel. Like, again, people don't freak out. It's not that big of a deal in terms of, yes, you will have enough fuel to be able to drive back and forth to work. That's something that I could see you being worried about, but don't panic. What you should be more panicked about is how much damage is this doing to the area where this fuel has popped at. I mean, I get that we're all about trying to move forward and have like as much access to fuel and oil, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, as much as possible. But when it comes down to it, if something was to break like it did, and it's destroying a lot of these different little ecosystems and number of different animals and fish life and like vegetation, or anything of that nature, everything that it just touches, it will just destroy. That's something I really want everyone to think about. And I'm not coming at it from like a hippie point of view, like, yeah, we've got to protect the earth. We've got to stop doing all this, that, and that's not the way I'm coming at it. But at the same time, I kind of am in a little bit of a way, because we shouldn't purposely destroy the area that we live in, because eventually we're going to end up destroying our earth and we're all screwed, because we kind of need trees to survive. We kind of need everything the way that it is right now, like just to be able to survive. Once we lose all of our bees, we're screwed. So, I'm more worried about the damage that it's doing to the different little ecosystems and everything like that. And again, I'll report more as I get it. And I don't want anyone to think that I've basically turned this entire channel into like a whole journalistic perspective. It's mainly just for me to kind of rant and rave and give my 2 cents about what I think. And again, please, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about this situation? If anything new does pop up, please let us know in the comments so that we can all have a discussion about it. And I may do another video during the week to see if it gets worse. If it doesn't get worse, or if it doesn't get worse and everything is going to be okay, then, you know, so be it. But I'm more worried about it leaking out into like a lake and destroying like an entire area because all of this fuel came up. I'm hoping that they figured out a way to be able to either get that sorted out, or if they're more worried about getting the pipeline fixed, I don't know. I mean, there's so much speculation at this time. There's not really a way to know 100% for sure. But those are my thoughts. Please let me know in the comments below if you like the video, like, you know, favorite, subscribe, join the channel, and please feel free to talk to us in the comments below. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Y'all have a good day.